So like you see sometimes people take it out with like their elbows not locked and they're not really.
Well, a lot more federations are using a start command to kind of negate that. But something that some people would do is they would take the hand off and it would just go right into their groove. A lot more federations have a start command, so after you unrack it, you have to make sure that you're steady and everything's tight, and then you'll actually get a start. So then you gotta wait there, row it, bring it back up, hold it for a rack command.
And then can you just use the bar again, just kind of show people like as far as closing the armpit, like what you're doing as far as pulling the bar down. So you kind of see that tension again.
So no tensions here. That's a little wider. Is that
the yellow?
Oh, there is. So arch, everything's here, right? When you want to try, just like you're trying to bend the bar when you're squatting around you, obviously the bar's in your hand, so you're trying to bend the bar here. So I'm trying to bend the bar as hard as I can, trying to make a C, a U, a rainbow, whatever you want to call it. And that is going to keep your lats tight, and that is going to allow you to be in this position on your chest and coming back.
So this is a good way to like, this kind of like forces you to keep your belly up. And you can just take your setup in normal grip like normal. And you just can do some, it's like a reverse band bench, like row. So if he doesn't really keep his chest up, it's gonna be really hard to like touch. And just hold the bottom position for a couple of seconds. Good. Now, try to do it with like a flat back and with your elbows out. You can see it's gonna be a lot harder. You might even, so it's kind of a lot harder to touch, right? Yeah, even just kick your legs up. And just like kind of, yeah, start like really flat. Yeah, so you can see the difference in how much harder it is to touch, and then you get back in your arch. See how much taller his belly is already? So this is a really good like drill. You could actually load this up and do it as an exercise to mimic the positions. If you want to kind of add another level to it, kind of like a pulling the bar apart effect, you can kind of put this around your wrists also. So the band's kind of pulling his, kind of arms in like this, so you need to force it out and keep your chest up. How does that feel? Painful. Good. So you should kind of feel like it's going to give you like a similar feel to the shirt. We can do like one more drill. So just do a couple, just like kind of. So that's just gonna kind of get your like. That's a good even like warm up just to get your lats. Do some like rows with the slingshot, and then you do it with the bands. So it's just gonna teach your body to like keep your chest up, keep the elbow armpit closed off. So now he's getting some resistance the other way. So we're actually using like opposite of what it's intended for. Usually we use the slingshot to kind of assist off the chest. It's going to make it harder to kind of pull the bar down. Good. How'd that feel?
Actually, that's a lot better.
Nice. All
right. I'll bring my grip in a little bit. So I'll probably bring my grip in to about here when I go row. But everything else is still really relatively the same. I'm not going to come out here. It's really going to be the same thing where I'm right in here, right? I'm not going to tuck overly hard and be in this position, right? I want to make sure that I'm pulling with my lats, right? You're not trying, again, we're not trying to build pecs, right? Obviously that comes with it, but we want to make sof that we're using all of the other muscle groups. Where we want to use our lats, we want to be pulling with our lats and our rear delts and our upper back to make sure that we're staying in that good position, but that we're also nice and tight. So it's the only thing really different for me is just handling, because there are some people who bench in a shirt and they get all the way in here, but that's not how I bench. So my raw stroke and my geared shirt and my geared stroke is the same. It's just the width that is different for me.
Anything else on the bench? Maybe just kind of we can go over the handout and like a 3-man lift off quick. And then
So-
we'll move on to deadlift. So.
You're gonna need eventually. You're in your shirt more. You're getting comfortable with it. You start handling heavier weights. All right. Not everyone can hand out 600, 700, 800 pounds to you. So you're gonna need to get. This is what we talked about before. Getting a good group to be able to give you what's called a 3-man handout. All right. So when anytime you're either spotting or getting a spot from a bench, you want to make sure that whoever's giving you the pick isn't doing this. Because that is what's going to force you to do that, which we don't want, right? We want to stay in this position. So the person who's giving you a lift should know that, number one. 2, there's got to be that communication like we talked about before. But when they're giving you a lift, they should just be clearing this little lip. Right, so it shouldn't be this. They should be handing you the bar and guiding you out to over your spot. Right, they shouldn't just they shouldn't give you the bar over your face because that's not where you're going to start your bench. Right, you're going to start your bench over your spot. So they should know. All right, we're going to give them the bar. We're going to give them the bar right there. They're going to make sure that it's settled, and then they're going to release. Okay? You also want to make sure that they're not dropping the weight on you, right? I'm sure you've had people give you a handoff and they just kind of like, here you go, right? That's not going to help, especially when you're in a shirt, right? So it's got to be a guide out and then a release, right? You as the lifter though shouldn't not be lifting the bar, right? You shouldn't be expecting them to lift everything, right? Because then you're gonna be expecting, and then it's gonna do this to you, right? And you're not gonna be ready for that weight. So when you take a handoff, you should be taking it out with your lats to make sure that you're tight, right? So it shouldn't just be oh, there's the bar, there's 600 pounds over my face, right? You should be helping, one, to make your help your handoff guy or girl, but also to make sure that your lats are tight. So that's any handoff. A 3-man is exactly what it sounds like. You have your head guy and then 2 people on the side. You just want to, same premise, right? You want to make sure that they're not lifting it up like that. The other thing you want to make sure is that they're doing it evenly, okay? That they're on the same page. Because you don't want John to be lifting it like that, and we get this side like this, so now your bar's like that, right? That's not good either. So any 3-man handoff, again, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, whatever. When I get one, it's 3, 2, 1, lift, out, release. The side guys will release. The head spot will still hold on to the bar. And just in case there is any like shimmy, this guy is kind of securing the bar for you, and then there'll be a second release where the head guy, your head spot, will let go. All right, that's going to come from practice with your team, your spotters, and all that stuff. That is almost just as important as everything else, because if you get a shit handoff, you have some problems.
I think communication is big, and then I think since you are going to be touching lower in a shirt, I think that assistance out
Yes.
is really important. If you don't get that assistance out, that can be really tough, and sometimes the thing could just
Yeah, it comes back.
right back towards your face, and that's not fun.
Scary. No, it's
People
not fun.
ideas, so.
Because think about it, if you're touching, let's say here, as opposed to here, right? If your raw stroke brings you right below your tit line, your gear shirt is going to be, top 2 abs, right? You're talking about a 5-inch difference. So if you take the bar in the same spot as you would raw, you got a long ways to go to get over your spot. So that's why that out is really just to get you from here, out, right to over your spot. And then from this position, you're just pulling straight down, right? You shouldn't be doing this, because now look at your elbows, right? You're not in line. So it should be out to right over your spot and go.